A tornado, just the word, evokes images of a swirling vortex of destruction, a dark funnel descending from storm clouds, wreaking havoc on anything in its path. It's a force of nature that inspires awe and terror in equal measure. We've all seen the pictures, the videos, houses reduced to rubble, trees uprooted like twigs, cars tossed around like toys. But what creates this raw, untamed power? What lies beyond the visible fury of the tornado's funnel? Tornadoes are born from supercell thunderstorms, colossal weather systems capable of unleashing incredible energy. These storms are characterized by powerful updrafts and downdrafts, creating an environment where warm, moist air collides with cooler, drier air. This clash of air masses generates a spinning column of air within the storm cloud, a vortex that begins to descend towards the ground. As the vortex lowers, it stretches and tightens, increasing its rotational speed. This spinning column of air is the nascent tornado, a force of nature about to be unleashed. The descent of the vortex is a gradual process, often hidden within the rain and hail of the parent thunderstorm. It's only when this rotating column of air, laden with moisture, finally touches the ground that we witness the iconic funnel cloud. This visible manifestation of the tornado, a swirling mass of condensed water vapor, dust and debris, becomes a terrifying spectacle of nature's power. The condensation funnel, the most recognizable feature of a tornado, is a product of atmospheric physics. As the vortex spins, drawing air inwards and upwards, it creates an area of low pressure. This low pressure causes the air temperature to drop, and the water vapor present in the air condenses into tiny water droplets, forming clouds. These clouds, caught in the vortex's spin, become the swirling funnel we associate with tornadoes. The condensation funnel's appearance can vary greatly depending on several factors. The amount of moisture in the air, the presence of dust and debris, and even the time of day all play a role in shaping its visual impact. A tornado churning across a dry, dusty field might appear as a swirling column of brown, while one passing over a wet, grassy plain might appear as a grey or even white funnel. Regardless of its appearance, the condensation funnel serves as a stark reminder of the immense power contained within the storm. However, it's important to remember that the condensation funnel doesn't always tell the whole story. Sometimes a tornado may be occurring even without a visible funnel. This is because the condensation funnel depends on the presence of sufficient moisture and a significant temperature difference. In drier conditions, or when the temperature difference isn't as great, a tornado may still form and wreak havoc, even though its rotation remains invisible to the naked eye. These invisible tornadoes, while less visually dramatic, are just as dangerous as their more photogenic counterparts. While the condensation funnel may be the most visually arresting aspect of a tornado, it's crucial to understand that the tornado's influence extends far beyond the visible funnel. A tornado is not a single isolated column of wind, but rather a complex system of interacting air currents that can span a surprisingly large area. This broader wind field, often invisible to the naked eye, can be just as destructive as the funnel itself. The most powerful winds are typically found within the tornado's central vortex, spiraling upwards around the low-pressure core. These winds, capable of reaching speeds exceeding 200 miles per hour, are what give the tornado its incredible destructive potential. However, the influence of the tornado's rotation extends outwards, creating a wider area of strong winds that can reach hurricane-force speeds. These outer bands of wind, though less intense than the central vortex, can still cause significant damage, toppling trees, ripping roofs off buildings, and sending debris flying through the air like missiles. Understanding the dynamics of these outer bands of wind is crucial for accurately assessing the true impact of a tornado. While the damage path of the visible funnel may be relatively narrow, the area affected by the tornado's broader wind field can be much wider. This is particularly true for large tornadoes, where the outer bands of wind can extend for several miles, creating a swathe of destruction that dwarfs the path of the funnel itself. In some cases, these outer bands of wind can spawn smaller tornadoes known as suction vortices, which add to the overall destructive potential of the storm. Communicating the full extent of a tornado's impact is a constant challenge. The Fujita scale, often used to categorize tornadoes based on wind speed and damage, while useful, doesn't always capture the full story. It's easy to focus on the most dramatic visuals, the images of flattened houses and mangled metal that dominate news coverage. But the true impact of a tornado goes beyond these immediate visible signs of destruction. The Fujita scale, while providing a framework for understanding a tornado's intensity, doesn't fully encompass the long-term and often invisible consequences of these storms. The psychological trauma on survivors, the economic devastation to communities, the loss of livelihoods and irreplaceable belongings, these are all part of the tornado's legacy, yet they are difficult to quantify or capture in a simple rating system. Moreover, the Fujita scale primarily focuses on the damage caused by the tornado's winds. However, tornadoes are often accompanied by other hazards such as torrential rain, large hail, and lightning. These secondary hazards can exacerbate the damage caused by the wind, leading to flooding, crop damage, and power outages. Accurately conveying the full impact of a tornado requires looking beyond the immediate aftermath and considering the ripple effects that can linger for months or even years after the storm has passed. To truly understand the fury of a tornado, we need to move beyond simplistic classifications and embrace a more holistic perspective, a perspective that acknowledges not just the physical destruction but also the unseen scars left on the landscape and in the lives of those who have experienced the raw power of nature's dark funnel.